You may disagree, but up to me, it's a fact. You're paying running backs, it ain't no fun in that. Yeah, the sermon about to start, so I hope you know your stats. And if Kev get it wrong, then Rashad on his back with the facts. Matter of fact, all we do is say wins. When wings, congregation say amen. Trades, debates, wins, losses, the latest news. But Prophet Kev speak, you got him saying hallelujah.
Welcome to Preach Kev Preach with Rashad. We are the prophets. Here's another episode, another sermon coming at you from Wildcard Sports here on Wildcard TV. Rashad, my brother, what's going on?
Shoot, man, you know what it is, man. Another day, another dollar. Back on that Tuesday, man. Just watch the normally I don't really get too much into it until playoff time. I watched the home run derby the other day. That was pretty clutch. Dang, my dude from the Mets. I forgot his name just that fast. Alonzo, he back-to-back champ on that, you know. So that's basically the equivalent of, you know, the NBA's dunk contest and three-point contest. So back-to-back home run derby champ, man. Just been catching up with these finals, man, and stuff like that. Yeah,
I mean, the finals, we were by the time this come out, Game 4 should be already played. So it's either 2-2 or 3-1. I just want to, before we get to a bigger discussion, but I kind of want to talk about Giannis domination. Like I feel like we overlooking it, and the list that he's on. Like he's on a list with Kevin Durant, LeBron, and Shaq for 40 and 10 games, and then you got having him and LeBron and Shaq the only people to do it back-to-back final games, and it's just something that I feel like the people even like Giannis, like for somebody who quote unquote don't have the skill, that's that sheet that it be stuffed.
Well, I mean, he getting everything around the basket, and he shot like 16, 17 free throws. So long as if he having a good night, he knocking them down, and he getting his dunks and everything, man, he can definitely stuff the stat sheet. I mean, it's a good list to be on. That basically just shows, I mean, you're leaving your imprint on the game. I mean, it's domination. So,
yeah,
whenever you see Shaq on the list, you dominated something. When you see LeBron, Jordan, the Jerry West is like, you put in some work when you want to list for some of those elite guys right there. Like these are LeBron hasn't finished up yet, but he's a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer, and just putting in these kind of performances in the playoffs, it leads you on that path of greatness as well.
Yeah, facts. It's like for the Bucks, he was great in Game 2. He tried to will his team. It's like as long as Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday are formidable, I feel like the Suns just don't have enough. And I'm talking in the future before Game 4 come out, so I could be totally wrong, and Suns could have blew out the Bucks in Game 4. But I feel like if Drew Holiday and Chris just bring their level of play, and Giannis do the domination of 40 and 10, it's kind of hard for a team like Phoenix to keep, because you really don't have no answer. You putting on Crowder, which gives you a different look. You putting on Ayton, which gives you a different look. But there's no real stopper. They don't have the Raptors wall that was built in Toronto to stop Giannis. So it's like, what are you going to do, right? And Devin Booker didn't play a great game in Game 3, so I'm pretty sure, forecasting, he probably played a great, had a bounce back game. I mean, most stars and usually bounce back at some point. So it's an interesting finals. I know the first two games didn't look good, but I try to tell people like even if the Bucks had lost the Game 1 and Game 2 by, let's say, a combined of 5 points, like people probably still would have said Suns in 5, Suns in 4, and I'm like, you on the road, technically you're supposed to lose the first two. Is when you steal one.
Yeah, that's just the way it's set up. Like you get the first two at home, you're supposed to take care of business.
Right, and that's Suns did what they're supposed to do, take care of business, and the Bucks did what they're supposed to do. Game 3, and it's just funny to me, like the overreaction of the Suns. Like I don't know if you heard a nigga right. He was like, I bet my 401k Bucks win Game 3. And I should have bet it all.
The same thing.
I should have bet it all. I knew they were gonna win it, but I was like, they should. But yeah. So they turned around. Giannis put a great performance. Middleton and Holiday showed up. It's always gonna be. I think it's gonna be an interesting series. Game 5. I still think it goes. I think it might go the distance. And if it goes the distance, hey, that's all you can ask for. I think if it go Game 7, like I said, I've been happy. I'd be happy either way. I just want the best players to show up, and I want them to play a great series and not and not have us looking forward to something else like Team USA or something.
I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't go the distance. I want to see it go ahead and be over and done with in 5 games. Go ahead and get it over with. Let's move on to something else, man. I'm ready to really just move on to something else. Like, it feels like it kind of just feel like basketball is dragging on at this point.
It's been a long time, right?
I don't know why, but it feel like it's just dragging on.
No, you're right, because you're talking about it. You had a 60-day layoff from the bubble to the opening season, and they stretched out 79 games like for longer months, and it just felt like it has been a long time. And you're right, it's about time for basketball. But the thing is, basketball not stopping.
Normally we'd be in free agency right now, like normally.
Yeah, July 1st would have been crazy. We would have been talking on the phone like, "Hey, bro, you see who went there?" Like, yeah. So yeah, that's how you usually go. For the last 2 years, it's been a little crazy, but we'll get back to normalcy after a while. So shout out to the Bucks, shout out to the Suns. I hope it go to distance. Rashad don't, but either way, we'll get crowned the champion pretty here soon, and 3 players will join Team USA, and that's where our conversation really gonna start. Chris Middleton.
Hey, something else we need to touch on too. Like I think Devin Booker self-eliminated himself from Finals MVP after 10 points in Game 3. If Suns win, it's gonna be like the first 2 games. I still had Chris Paul. After the Game 1, I had Chris Paul
get Game 1.
Booker. Yeah, I had Chris Paul, Ayton, Booker. And after Game 2, Chris Paul, Booker, Ayton. But after Game 3, I think it's just Chris Paul by himself. Yeah. A distance, and then you got Ayton, Booker, and like a tie. They both had good, too good and bad. So of course on the Bucks side, I had Middleton for Game 1 because like Giannis had 20 and 17, but I was like Middleton hit some shots, kind of kept him to the game. But now it's Giannis, and it's nobody else.
Yeah, it's Giannis. That's the last box Giannis got. If Giannis win a championship, he check off everything. Like it just he and now he just playing now after that, but. Yeah, so he did because he kept winning. He didn't get to help Greece make the Olympics. They lost, I think, in one of the qualifying games. So Team USA, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Devin Booker, they'll be on the way. Reinforcements is on the way. They took an L to Nigeria, and then took another L to Australia. I'm trying to figure out where I want to start with this. They dominate. They dominate.
You need to chill out, first of all. Stephen A. out here talking crazy about these people. Come on, man. You got to chill. He been around too long to be speaking out of turn like this.
My man disrespected the motherland. Like talking about something he couldn't pronounce these names. Like it's so hard to pronounce Precious and Okagi and KZ. Like, it's not hard to pronounce these guys.
People like him saying Krzyzewski on a day-to-day basis.
Right. Yeah, but we can't pronounce. They don't want to. Let's be realistic. Come on, Stephen A. He apologized, of course, but that's not enough for me. Now, hey, first off, I don't know if I told you this or somebody else. Like, I'm mad I didn't tweet it to get it out there. But when I was looking at the Nigeria team roster before they played, I thought they said Monty Morris was in camp. I guess he decided not to play, but I was like, man, their whole team is NBA players. I'm like, this is something different. Because before they always had it was the Aminu brothers and Udo, and that was really it. And they was always there, but they just wasn't. It's just another. That's it. And now coming to the light where you see the Gabe Vincents, Precious, and KZ all from the Heat. Then you bringing Okagi over there. Like now you got a full team. Ja Okafor over there. They been balling.
Should have had Bam over there.
Hey, that was funny when they said Bam the little look. That was hilarious. Hey, then what I was about to say? I was about to say, I lost my train of thought on that one. But the team. Oh, Nigeria. I don't know if you saw the little post they sent. It was like we just beat the number 1 team now, and we just beat the number 4 team, Argentina. And I was sitting here I was like, all right, beating USA, great, but let's not sit here and be like Argentina number 4, and what all 3 teams just did to Argentina, Australia, Nigeria, and USA. They're not number 4. This is like This is like saying we beat the Chicago Bulls in '99. Like we beat, like that's the equivalent. It's like we beat the national champ, the defending champions when they didn't have Jordan. Like let's be realistic.
Yeah, Manu Ginobili ain't not. This ain't no old Argentina.
Exactly. This is 40-year-old Luis Scola and rookie from the Nuggets Composer, who also in the 30s. Like so let's chill on that. But like I said, good nonetheless. But Team USA, like I said, they lost to Nigeria. Nigeria had a lot of threes. Lost to Australia after having a good first half and blew the second half game to Australia with Ingles and Patty Mills. And a lot of people are saying like, oh, there's no excuses for Team USA to be losing to Australia, losing to Nigeria, so far and so forth. And I think to quote Quavo, that we need to give people some straightening. Like they need to understand like how this international thing work. And I don't know where you at on this one, but I feel like a lot of people are saying, I don't want to hear about chemistry. I don't want to hear about blah, blah. We have all-stars. We have this and this and that. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, when you look at years past, teams like the Redeem team, the 2012 team, you realize how spoiled we really were. Like, Chris Paul, like, what he knew his role was to facilitate, get everybody involved, play great defense. Kobe Bryant, he took the challenge to stop the opposing team's player. Like, you remember the battles he had with like Barbosa in Brazil?
Play defense.
Right. He gonna play. He gonna lock down. And then you got, LeBron James to do it all. The Carmelo who brings the scoring, and then you brought Dwight Howard, who at the time in 08 and 12 he averaged 24 and 14. So you know what his role was: catch the oops, rebound and defend.
Yep. Send the shots to the stands.
And I feel like people don't realize that you have to be role play. Like Patty Mills. Okay, my fault. Superstar Patty Mills is what I call him when he play Australian basketball. Like, when he played for the Spurs, his role is diminished, right? But when he goes and play overseas, he gets free range. Ingles get free range. Thomas Stanaransky on the Czech Republic, they get free range, right? And when you come to the NBA, their role get diminished. Now, the NBA players are going from their role being free range to now your role getting diminished. You cannot come out here, Bradley Beal, and score 30, jack up 30 shots like you do in the Wizards. Levine, you can't hold the ball, a PER of 30, and then you're gonna have every possession go to your way. So it's like, what do you bring to the table? And I think a lot of fans, basketball fans who don't watch international, don't realize like you have to bring you have to bring something to the table and be a role player. And for stars like Bradley Beal, Levine, Durant, Dame, what do you bring to the table to make a team?
I think it's a couple of things. I think it's the wrong time for Pop to be stepping into that role. Like, yeah, I think he's the first or second best coach all time. I think it's him, Phil, and Pat top three. But I think Pop, over the longevity success he had, can be right there at 2 or 3. Phil's championships has kind of canceled everybody out. But I think it was just the wrong time for him to step into this role. I feel like Coach K should have probably did it again because he already has that familiarity of what the game requires and like how to get people to sacrifice certain things. Like in the past, he didn't have to go to Kobe and say, I need you to do this. Kobe came to him and said, look, I'm going to defend. And he buys into that. LeBron emerging as the best player, definitely was the best player in 2012. And it's like, okay, this is going to be the dominant player in the world, Swiss Army knife. He can score if we need him to. He can lock down, defend, rebound, facilitate, whatever you need him to do. You got Carmelo Anthony, walking bucket, 15 or 20 on any level. So I feel like, of course, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, athletic freak, James Harden, Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, Darian Williams. Like, you had so many guys, Tyson Chandler White, we mentioned them, like guys that would just buy into a role, Iguodala. But now you're in this roster, a lot of these guys, this is their first time as a collective. Like even from 08 to 2012, a lot of guys were coming back who had already had that experience losing in 04. But now you just got a bunch of new guys meshing together at one time. And I don't think they're really buying in. Like you don't really have anybody who's going to come in and set that tone of, I'm this guy, this what I'm gonna do, and like that. You don't really have who's the the true point guard on the team that's like, I'm gonna facilitate this and get everybody going. Like you just have a bunch of scores and you're gonna add in more scoring when D Booker come over.
Right.
And I feel like you need somebody like I feel like you need KD or Dame or somebody to say, look, I'm gonna be the Miller of this team. I just want to get the 15, 20 buckets and that's it. Or I'm gonna be the Tatum, like I'm gonna be the Kobe. I'm gonna lock down the Finn. Whoever they got, I'm locking them down. I think you need guys to find their role and buy into their role versus, just everybody want to get out there and just jack up all the shots. And the style of play is just different too. Like the game is 10 minutes, it's 10-minute quarter. That's 8 minutes shorter than a regular NBA game. So normally, you may have a little more time to come back, but now you're down 87, 83. You ain't got no other 8 minutes. It's over.
Yeah.
The refs ain't calling all them little BS fouls, all that kind of stuff. You didn't get James Harden over who could be a facilitator. LeBron's not over there. AD's not over there. So you got Kawhi didn't come, Paul George. So a lot of your two-way players didn't come. You got a lot of offensive guys.
Yeah, and I think that where it starts is the roster construction. So you mentioned all right. So I can quickly name the 11 players that we believe are the best players in the NBA. All right, I'm gonna go through them. Everybody know who we believe. So no order, just name them: LeBron, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Dame Lillard, Luka, Embiid, Jokic. Who I miss? Giannis, Curry, Anthony Davis,
Harden.
and Harden. So that's your 11 right there, right? So out of those 11. 3 or 4 of them international, so they already gone. Davis now, so you got Dame.
Yeah, like look. LeBron banged up, want to recover. AD's hurt, and you already said Jokic, Embiid, Giannis are all international.
Luka too. And Luka's in the action.
And then Kawhi got hurt in the playoffs, so Kawhi's not coming. So and Harden's hurt. He's recovering. So we just took out and Curry, I guess he wanted to take some out too. So we just took out basically the whole top 11
in the world
except for Durant and Dame.
Right. So that being said, if Kevin Durant and Dame, what do they bring to the table? The ability to score the basketball. Now, Kevin Durant can do a lot. Like Dame facilitates and they can, and Kevin Durant can, and rebound the basketball. But for their main components, they score the basketball. So we really got our scores right because even when Melo was in his prime. He was a top 10 player. So like that's the thing. We had Kobe, LeBron, Melo, Wade, Howard, Chris Paul. They probably was that's 5 of the
not even probably. That was 6 of the top 10.
Right. So you already have the best players in the world.
After that, you only missing like what Dirk and like a couple other guys. Like that was the top 10 for that time.
Right. So you talking about having the domination before you even go overseas, which we just named 11 players and only 2 are there. And then if you want to round out the top 15, we know Jimmy Butler, Paul George on that list, and they not playing. So that's 2 more. That's not, if they're your 12 and 13, that's 2 more. Your Kyrie's, your who was
Karl Anthony Towns.
Karl Towns, like he's Dominican, so he's not playing USA. So you're missing a lot. That's a lot before you get to the next number. And
then you start going down some more. Your Donovan Mitchell's, he's not over there.
Exactly.
If you include, some people already got Zion in the top 25, like he's not over there. It's just a lot of guys that's just not there.
And that's the whole point. So we already knew that we weren't gonna have no big man because AD's hurt, Embiid, Jokic, Sabonis don't belong to us. Valanciunas, Vucevic don't belong to us. Cat don't belong to us. Like
Randall's trying to get an extension on his contract.
Right. So Randall's didn't play. I don't know why Zion really didn't. I feel like we should have got Zion, but neither here or there. We had to go Kevin Love. We had to go Draymond, and bam. So Miles Turner played FIBA, but he was banged up, and we that's what we lack. Like it's a reason why Tyson Chandler started in 2012. Like what did he bring to the table, Rashad? Like he played defense and he rebound.
He know his role. That's it. I'm out here to just defend and rebound.
And at least for Tyson Chandler, he was bigger than everybody. For Draymond and Kevin Love, we're giving up so much height. Even Bam only 6'8".
I'll say, bro, they 6'8", like Kevin Durant, the tallest guy on the court.
On the court, and like it's a long list of guys that who are role players who would have been fine over here. Like I'm just throwing out names who fit the rebound and defense role and just catch oops. Like you can pick and roll with. I know Mitchell Robinson will be a great name. I know he's been up this year, but that would be a great name. The Nerlens Noel. Like, I'm just saying, like, as far as like the guys who know their role and can
Yeah,
play.
like somebody they could have brought that does spaces the floor, block shots, and rebound would have been Miles Turner, but he got hurt this year.
Right.
And he was on the other team that lost last time. So he didn't come. I'm not sure what's going on. I guess Drummond trying to get his contract figured out so that they didn't bring Drummond over.
Probably
like,
insurance
I feel
policy.
like Drummond would have been a better option than Kevin Love. I guess they want to space the floor and space the floor. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Drummond would have been great for this team, because he gonna know his role, and we're asking him to catch alley-oops, rebound, and defend. That's it. So let's keep going down. So you bring in Bradley Beal, you bring in Zach LaVine, and when Devin Booker come over there, you got Devin Booker. You got three guys who pretty much do the same thing.
That's all buckets.
Like that's where I don't like how the team is built. You bring the same guys. Like even
you need LaVine to say, look, I'm under $1 for this year. I'm finna just defend. I'm finna just take on the challenge of coming off the bench
and play
defending everybody. Like, because Team USA, it ain't about getting your stats. It ain't about getting no 25. Like,
it's not.
We gotta play as a cohesive lockdown. They best player, take somebody away. I mean, I just feel like Tatum and LaVine as the wings, and when he comes over, if he's not tired or anything like that, Middleton. Those guys have to be. I'm defending. That's it.
And Drew.
If I get a corner three, I'm gonna knock it down. But I'm defending. That's it.
Yeah. So that's why I tweeted the other day. Like, reinforcements are on the way. Hashtag fear the deer. You bring Middleton. You bring Drew in. That is your defensive stoppers. Like, and I don't really see. Like, we talk about back in the day, like the Redeem team, who came off the bench? Boozer, Michael Redd, Tayshaun Prince. They saw the floor a lot because they blew out teams. So those guys, who is that going to be? And I feel like that probably have to be LaVine. Like, I know you said defend, but like either like it's crazy because you don't need Bill, Booker, and LaVine. But to me, you need a Drew and Middleton because like you're not asking them to come over here and score. Like, oh, Giannis hurt. Y'all both need to score 30. No, we're not asking that. We're asking you to play great defense. And to me, Drew Holiday can be the facilitator of this team. Like, you talking about true point guard. Like, he's the most capable out of everybody on the team to do that role. And even Devin Booker, he might come over here and say, I learned from Chris Paul. Let me facilitate. You know what I mean? Like, then maybe that's his role. And you like you said, you have to figure out who's going to be your Iguodala and play defense and just do it all because,
Draymond can't be the point guard. That's pretty much it. Draymond can't be initiating all the offense.
They played sloppy in all three games, and even though they blew out Argentina, they still was turning the ball over. Like, they couldn't even pass the ball in. Like, Argentina had a little trap, a press, and they still turned the ball over. And I don't understand why guys of that nature couldn't get open. Whatever it is, and you got Draymond turning the ball over.
A few times they overpassed too. Like towards the end of the last game, they had a three they could have took, but they overpassed, got a turnover, and then Argentina went and scored, and that really was the game. They could have still got a shot up and made it, at least gave yourself a chance at it.
Yeah. So we believe that this team probably wasn't. I mean, like I said, you dealt the hand they're given, right? So you don't have the best players in the world. You take away two-way. So not only you down Kawhi,
it's like
Paul George.
When you look at the roster, like let's think about it like this: where would you put Bam? Not even in like just a top in the league. Just where is he ranked as like a big guy in the league?
All right.
I mean, you can just say amongst NBA centers, or you can just say amongst centers and power forwards. Like as a center, he's like the fifth best center in the NBA, maybe sixth.
So you talking about Jokic, Embiid, Cat,
1, 2, no matter how you do it. Cat top 3.
I like Vucevic game.
Gobert.
I mean, he's debatable 5. He's probably 5 through 9 without issue. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta throw Vucevic in there. But yeah, I mean, I think he's between 4 and 7.
That's fine. Yeah, I can agree. That's fine.
Beal, we think he top 25.
I would probably say yeah. Probably top 25, but definitely 23 to 25. Like he's at the back of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll put him and Booker at least top 25. Then we know Kevin Durant's top 3. What were you putting Jeremy Grant and Draymond?
Oh, yeah, they're top 50. I mean, it's like, but see, the thing is, and I feel like Draymond will know. I feel like Draymond is.
He know his skill set.
He know his skill set. So I think he's fine for Team USA. And Grant just trying to figure. So Grant going back to his different nugget ways. I feel like he's capable. He's capable of being that Tayshaun Prince role. You know what I mean? Like the guy that come off the bench and play when the team is blowing out, and he get his little shine there. So you do need that. Just like it's like when coach. That's why Coach K was so good, because like, all right, I'm gonna bring in the top five stars, but I'm gonna bring in the 3-star to round his team out. That's what you gotta have.
I'm bringing in guys who know, like, I'm not trying to get all the shots, or
right.
if I don't play certain games, my ego can handle that.
Right, and you gotta have
like,
that.
A lot of these guys' ego, I don't think can handle that.
No,
no,
like, they all emerging.
Dudes, like, they ain't even. Like, you think about, man, like, these dudes been starters their whole life. Like, you ain't even starting. Like, that's pride too. Like, bro, I'm the best 2 guard out here. I can start over. Like, Bill and Booker.
Bill, Booker, Levine. They all think they're better than
They all think they good.
Right. They all think they're better than each other. See, and that's why I like the Middleton, the Drew Holiday, because they've been underrated. They always forgotten about anyway. So it's like, we out here, what I'm saying? Like, we out here running around. Dame always, you would think Dame get but see, I feel like I said, we know Dame and KD is the stars of the team. Like, that's the 2, because they are the top 2 of the top 11.
Yeah, they got to start.
They the stars. They the stars. I feel like you probably have to go Bam, because you're trying to find the Tyson Chandler, Dwight Howard role. He just 6'8", 6'9" doing it. And then, so I like those 3. I'm okay with that. Tatum sat out against Argentina for knee soreness, so got to monitor that. But if Tatum grew up a Kobe fan, why are you challenge your inner mama?
He got the number 10 on, like, bro, just play defense.
Just play defense. That's it. You don't need Tatum does not need to score.
Guy.
Tatum does not need to score. Defense and rebound. He don't need to do nothing else. Like, and that's what somebody got to say it in the room. Somebody got to go ahead and break it down to y'all. This is y'all role, and this is what y'all need to do. Because
it got to be somebody who's been there before. It got to be Draymond, Kevin Love, or Durant. Somebody got to say, look, this is what it is.
Olympics, and and that's the thing. Do we have the leaders? Because you always had LeBron. Because like I said, we've been spoiled.
You always had LeBron and Kobe.
You always, and you had Chris Paul. You always been spoiled by the leaders of the leaders. Like, you had the best leaders of, like, you're talking about of all time. Are you not putting LeBron, Kobe, and Chris Paul in the best leaders in the NBA, like, all time? Like, that's probably the top 10. And it's like, you have to trust Kevin Durant, who, when he played with the Warriors, who was the leader of that team? Not him. You played with the Thunder. He probably is probably more rusty than it was KD. KD is more free flowing, and Dame.
Like, KD, he's more like, let me just hoop. Like,
yeah.
Tell me what to do, and I'm gonna hoop.
He go hoop. Dame is more of a. To me, Dame is like, put the pressure on me, and I'm a ride. So he's not. I don't think he's that great of a, as far as he's a doer.
Like, him and KD are lead by example. Guys.
Right. I was saying they're doers.
Different styles of leadership, but they're more of, I'm gonna lead by example. Like, I'm gonna let my play do the talking. I'm gonna let my work ethic do the talking. I'm not with all the extra. Like, they don't even really trash talk like that. They just like, all right, you say something to me and get me going.
Right.
I'm gonna talk back. But they just coming out like, I just want to hoop. Like, KD is saying in an interview, I don't care about being this GOAT, being best of all time. I want to just perfect my craft. Like, that's just how he's wired. He ain't think about, I want to be the guy in the locker room. But Kobe, Bron, Chris Paul type guys, they have that presence of, like, when they say something, you're going to listen.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, I guess that's going to be your Draymond, but.
It got to be. On 2016, it got to be him. I mean, 2016 had Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler. You had some guys that would talk to you. Yeah. You had guys that could, get the locker room, smooth it out.
Right.
Even Harrison Barnes, man, like, why they didn't bring him? Like, they're just a role player that knows his spot.
First off, Harrison Barnes, FIBA. That man nice. Like, that, he nice. Like, when because why? He know his role. Like Australia, for example, is asking Patty Mills to be the star. That he has handled that well for the last 2 Olympics, and then beat USA. He couldn't. They put Draymond and Katie on him, cooked him like barbecue chicken. So he handled his role well, right? They're asking Matisse Thybulle to be a 3-and-D. They're asking him to play his role, and he played that. Like he had 2 steals, a block. Like he did what he's supposed to do. Eagles play defense, score the basket. Like they do what they're supposed to do, and that's it. That's the crazy part. Like all these other countries, like, and the thing is, Jokic and Giannis do the exact same thing. Giannis does not do what he do for the Bucks. I have never seen Giannis bring the ball down the court with Greece. Never. Greece do not allow him. He plays center. He pick and roll and get the rebound and dunk the ball. Now, could Greece be better if they let Giannis do what he did with the Bucks? Probably so. But that's not the way they play over there. And Giannis knows that. Giannis knows how to be just a center. Like he knows that. And same thing Jokic. Jokic is not the leading scorer for Serbia. Like that's not his, but that's Bogdanović's role to do all that. While Jokic over here being MVP. So even the guys who play from NBA know their role. Obviously, Slovenia is asking Luka to be more than he is for the Mavericks. But that's not the point. But I mean, even Slovenia, like they still got Dragic, who he's been a quote unquote superstar role player. Like he's been a great role player to have in your team, a great starter. And you remember Mike Tobey from Virginia? He was the white boy, the white big man with like Brogdon and them. He was like,
no, I don't remember him.
Yo, he's a man now. He played for Slovenia too, so like that's gonna be a tough look. He shoots threes. So he played for Virginia, so he shoot threes. So, but he was the white center for the big man on the Virginia team back when Brogdon was on there. But you got guys like that, and it's a lot of guys around the Olympics who played that role, and obviously I wish like teams like Germany was able to Dennis Schroeder, like his whole thing was insurance. I don't think he can get clearance to come over and play because if you get hurt, you don't want to lose all the money that you probably going to get in free agency. So he wants to play, and I really hope he does. But neither here or there. But you got a lot of these great teams out here. Spain been knowing they roll for the last decade. They know what they're supposed to be doing, and it's like USA. We never had that problem going into the Olympics this time because you always had We've been spoiled by Kobe and LeBron, Chris Paul way too long. Even Dwight Howards.
Even beyond that, man, DeMar DeRozan, them like guys who just got a versatile skill set and can be like, okay, I'm not going to get my 18-20. I'm going to just be a facilitator. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins, 2016, it was prime DeMarcus Cousins. Right, exactly. I mean, come on, man. DeAndre Jordan was still balling in 2016.
Jordan would have been a great, like he didn't play all season, so he was rested. Like that would have been a better option than Kevin Love because you're asking Kevin Love to pick and pop all day long, and I get it, but you could have started DeAndre Jordan. I think Jordan would probably have been better than a Bam. Like, and that's just a role player aspect. Like, I don't think we asking Bam to come out here and go. You're not asking him to score 20. Like, I don't know. It's just a lot of maybe Pop gonna learn his lesson after this one, but. That's why I never laugh at when you see like, oh, Derek White made the summer camp or Duncan Robinson, made the final 40. Like I never get.
No, you need role playing type of guys, and I mean this is not overreaction on my part. It's just because these are exhibition games. This ain't a real thing. Right. It's just I just think they're going through some growing pains of trying to figure out what guys' roles will be, and you don't have that chemistry of playing with your country all the time. Like the other countries, this is what they do. Like those guys take more pride in playing for their country than the NBA.
Right.
Like
exactly.
them, they want to win the NBA championship, but listen to Luka and you talk to some of the other guys, they'll rather take the gold medal over the NBA championship because their pride in their country is just so strong. But I just think the coaching staff got a little work to do and the players have got to make a little sacrifice. I mean, even the coaching staff has changed. Like nobody from Coach K's staff is back. Is because it was Coach K, Tibbs, Monty, I think even Jim Boeheim. But now now it's Pop. He got Steve Kerr, Jay Wright, and Lloyd Pierce. I mean, I would have called Nick McMillan, but that's neither here nor there.
Right. But I feel like you probably all right. So Coach K had him and Jim Boeheim. He should have had another. I mean, he got Jay Wright, but should have had somebody else as far as the college, because they know how to mend the. I'm sorry, son. I got you from you was probably a 3-star in your high school where you was the star player, but now you coming on this team where you need to turn it down. Now you can turn it up because can nobody really guard you, but we don't need you to go 1-on-5, and that's what it comes down to. And yeah, I fully believe that Team USA probably will still win gold.
Oh yeah, like if I'm betting money, I got them winning the gold either way. At some point, like they're gonna figure it out, and that talent will overcome most matchups. But it's gonna still be
they're going to struggle
matchups that's gonna get them in trouble because it happens every year. Like Spain with Gasol and Rubio, them like you're gonna get some trouble from at least 2 matchups every year.
I'll say this. I'll say these are the teams that are probably gonna give them the most trouble. I still think Nigeria is gonna will give them trouble just because it's a team full of NBA players. They're athletic. They're coached by Mike Brown. So I feel like they'll still be there. Now, whether Nigeria this run ends, we'll find that out. But when it comes down to a close game, I feel like eventually the USA, like I said, the talent gonna weigh out on that one. But I feel like Nigeria will give them some struggle. Obviously Australia, because I mean when it comes to what Patty Mills is, that's
without Ben Simmons.
I think Ben Simmons, first off, terrible decision for him not to play because I think his confidence would have been through the roof. Where you got to defend Kevin Durant, got to defend Dame Lillard and help you win a gold medal. But either way, but for Patty Mills, like internationally, when they play USA, he's the 3rd best player on the court, and maybe 2nd behind KD. Like I feel like him and Dame gonna go back. Like he's for international play, he just as for what he brings to the table, he's a stud, right? So I think they'll struggle with Australia, and then Spain. I think Spain will be there, but I think Spain might be a little too old for USA, like just because Gasol brother too old. But Rubio is a stud too in overseas. The one team another team that would give them the most trouble is France, because the Rudy Gobert is going to Rudy Gobert international. We laugh at Rudy Gobert all the time, like because he cried when he don't win Defensive Player of the Year. But if he's quote unquote the best defensive player over here in the NBA, what do you think he's going to be when he can slap the ball off the glass? like you know what I'm saying? Like what do you think he's going to be?
The international rules is going to help him be a different level,
right? And then you got Evan Fournier, who's the best player on that team. So I think those are the only teams that are going to give them the most trouble. Nigeria, Australia, and France. I think Slovenia, Luka wise, could give him trouble. And it's just if does he have enough, people with him support to help him win the game. So I think those teams, and I think those 3 teams, and then Spain and Slovenia a step down will like scare them maybe first half or something, and USA pull away. But once they get it together, once they know the role, I think they'll be fine. So Team USA reinforcements on the way with Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Devin Booker. Shout out to Darius Garland, Keldon Johnson, and Sadiq Bey. I mean, I think that's great experience for those 3 guys who are up and coming stars in the league too. So that was pretty promising for them to get this run and get this action too.
Yeah, just the experience is valuable.
Yeah. If you didn't pick USA before we got here, we got a couple minutes. If you didn't pick USA, who you picking to win and go?
Probably Australia.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think the Australia has the 2nd best odds. I think they are ranked number 2 in the world. So I think France round out the top 3, I believe. So yeah, I'm with that. If USA does not win, Australia wins the gold. And let's just say take USA out the whole equation. I think Australia, France, and Slovenia will be the 3. Like that'll be the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place if USA does win gold. I think that's the top, the final 4. That's be the final 4 in my if it all works out. So
yeah,
we'll
depending upon how the seeding goes, I would have like you said, you take US out. I think Australia, Nigeria.
Nigeria gonna be tough to beat. That's gonna be a tough team to beat. So we'll dive into all the Olympics when the games get underway. They start July 25th. So that's it, man. We'll be back next week with another show. We got the Profit Playoff Theory warming up. Y'all get ready for that. I
got Suns winning game 4.
I think, even though it aired already, I think it's 2-2. Bucks going back into Phoenix tied up. We'll see.
Yeah, we're recording Tuesday. Games tomorrow. I got Suns winning game 4.
All right, preach with Rashad. We out.